and I know it was a long day. So when I prepared the presentation, I tried to make it as light as I can. It's like almost 30 minutes of presentation with some interactive poll, and then we have Q&A. So there is no training, it's just like watching, and I wish and I hope this will be like a beneficial session for everyone, especially who is like interested in video content. Okay. Thank you. Who hadn't scanned the QR code at the door, just by like at the end of the presentation, I will share the code again so you can scan it and mark present. Yeah, there is like code there. If you are planning to leave earlier, yeah, you can. Everyone will leave now. Yeah. So this like a code just like for attendance. Okay. So let's start, I think, because like 5 minutes are gone. So good afternoon, everyone. And I think everyone can hear me very well, right? But I need maybe to keep it. Did you scan it? في واحد برا. Okay. So first of all, my name is Hassan Hodrouj. I'm instructional design specialist at AEL, and I'm the project leader of Panopto in the university. For now, Panopto is not like launched officially yet. Early Jan, Panopto will be launched officially. For now, Panopto is just like pilot project. We are piloting 2 courses in the university. One course in foundation, while the other course in CCIT. And later on, I will show you a demo about some recordings like, excuse me, may I start? Okay, thank you. So, and later on, as I said, I will show you some recording done at the university using Panopto and some like to like some data about the attending, like who like watched the recording, which is like one of Panopto features. Okay, so let's start. This is like our roadmap. We'll start by why Panopto, some challenges that are encountering as educators, and how can video content or Panopto help us and assist us to overcome these challenges, okay? But first of all, let's like think loudly. If we want to see or to ask, for example, why higher education institutions are prioritizing video content. Research study done by Studying Media, I think in 2022, 2023, they asked institutions, questioned them, and they found that approximately 90% of the institutions are using video content to meet students' expectations. You know, now I think we are in like Gen Alpha or Z. I don't know what are the names of that generation, but I think they are addicted to videos. So if the institution implementing video content or video management system and like in his like, for example, learning management system or in his plan, so the institution can improve or meet the student expectation. The same study showed also that if we use the video content in our lectures or our like learning experience, the students' outcome will be improved by 60%, while we can also improve the accessibility to everyone by more than 50%. This is like, as I mentioned, for like a research study done by Studying Media in 2022, 2023, okay? So, Just like, as educators, we are encountering many challenges like daily in each classroom. We have many challenges and we want to overcome them. Okay, so let's just like we have a small short poll just to share our experience about the main challenges that can be overcome using video content. Focus on that if you want that topic. Okay, just please open your camera and scan this, and so we can start the poll. Just poll, not like a test. Okay. Okay, let's start. Oh, more participants. Okay, 36. That's great. I think the previous session, maybe 28 scanned only. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So which answer is correct? Okay. Okay, next. Be careful. The answers are randomized are shuffled. Yeah, yeah. The order is not the same. We want to see if you are focused on the answers or no, it's not. Okay. The last questions, how to overcome or to reduce these challenges. Okay. Done. I think, there are four wrong answers here. Okay. But it's based on your preference. It's not like there is no wrong and right. Okay, let's see the average of the classroom, 58%. The previous classroom was 65%, but there were less participants, maybe 28 or something. But it's not like a test, just like to think loudly, okay? So here are some factors just like or some challenges that we are encountering as educators, like in our daily classrooms. And we are focusing here about the factors or the challenge that we can overcome them using video content. Because as educators, we have maybe zillions of challenges, like daily challenges. Okay? So here are some educator burnouts, like ideas repetition, for example. Sometimes we repeated the same idea for maybe not 2 or 3 times, for maybe 10 times. Some students are just like want to waste our time, while others, no, they are really struggle to understand that concept. Is that right? So differentiated learning. You know, not all students can understand the same concept at the same level and and within the same time range. We have like different levels, especially if we have like special needs students. It will be more difficult for us to manage our time in the classroom. Okay? So student absence, time limitation, I think, yeah, just like how can video content, for example, assist us or help us to overcome these challenges? First of all, if I repeated the same idea for many times, I can just like give them 2 or 3 examples and khalas. I can say the lecture is recorded. Like, okay, you can go to D2L or Panopto or whatever, you can watch it. And after, if you have any question, just like come to me. I have office hours, you can come, or just like contact me using email. I can repeat for you. So here, for example, the students, okay, if he's looking to waste my time, I avoid him. If he is really struggling, also I help him, okay? Also for differentiate learning, student absences also. I can record and put it in D2L. So any absent student can go and watch it later, okay? Time limitation, you know, sometimes like we don't have time, especially if we have like large size classes. Especially I think here we have some classes are more than 200 maybe. More than 200. How can the teacher or the instructor make sure that everyone is understanding the concept? It's almost impossible or difficult. It's a big challenge. But if you have more resources, my lecture like has been recorded, you okay. So we have more resources. So no more excuses for students to understand the ideas or the concept. Student anxiety. This is like for students who are like picky. Some students, for example, during the session, they stop you, for example, okay, please, could you repeat? He wants like to take notes, for example. Or he wants like, I lost you in the middle. So that type of students also you can like avoid his or reduce his anxiety. Okay, accessibility, as we mentioned, there's like closed captions for students who like can't, for example, hear, you know, any audible issue, so they can read the captions. Okay, assessment and feedback. Sorry, sometimes maybe we spend maybe 10 or 15 minutes to, for example, grade a student submission, an article. I want to read it like 1 or twice, and the student like just went to ChatGPT and generated the question, the answer, and copy paste it. So how can I, for example, make sure that the student understand what he sent to me? Just I can ask him to, for example, record, for example, 2-3 minutes video, for example, on a such content or topic or whatever, okay? And can be sent you using Panopto. So these are some challenges that we can. I'm not saying here the only solution is the video content or video management system, but it's a game changer if we want like to use it to change our like classroom management using technology. Okay, Panopto. Has anyone like heard about Panopto? Or what is Panopto? No one? Even no one searched before the session, what is Panopto? No one curious here? Did you search about it? mm, video editing software. Sorry, sorry, could you repeat, please? Ah, okay. But one of its feature is like video editing. Okay. Anyone else? Camtasia. They have some similarities. Yeah, exactly. Anyone else? No more answers? Okay, so Panopto is a video platform, or there is something now they called like video management system. We have D2L. D2L is learning management system. Panopto is video management system. So we can record and stream and manage our videos in one place. So may someone ask, for example, why we don't use Microsoft Teams, right? Why do we need to like learn a new tool? Maybe they have some similarities, but if I want to think about the difference between them, Microsoft Teams is more like communication software or like tool. So I can like, for example, I can do meetings and record them, but how can I like edit them? How can I manage them? Especially if I want like to manage them in one place and one section, for example. Okay, it's not like easy. So MS Teams is not like built for like as a video management system. It's just like for conference, for meetings, for chatting, for example, with your colleagues to ask them about something or share some resources or no. So let's watch this 2 minutes video about Panopto and we'll get back.
Panopto is an AI-powered video platform that empowers educators to engage students and connect with global audiences. Importing video is easy. Drag, drop, and Panopto takes it from there. Videos are automatically captioned, translated, and indexed for search and playback. Schedule recordings across your campus using Panopto's flexible online and offline capabilities, which allow you to record from anywhere. Add a combination of audio or video sources, slideshows, and more. Whether recording for on-demand or streaming live, you're in control of the experience. Just hit the big red button to start. Students love the Panopto learning experience. They can easily navigate auto-generated thumbnails or search for specific words. Panopto's innovative AI-generated summaries, captions, and translations make it easy to support accessible learning in over 20 languages. Students can engage and collaborate with faculty and peers in the Panopto player. Videos can be viewed anytime, anywhere, so students can seamlessly transition across devices. Looking to maximize engagement? Drop a quiz at any point in the video. Panopto's LMS integrations make it easy to create, share, and analyze student viewing progress within your courses. Get insights into student engagement with analytics. Track who's watching, how long they're watching, and what content leads to the highest completion rates.
Okay, so this is like these are the main features of Panopto. Just like any comment or any feedback about the video? To us, this is a good question. Licenses. Okay. Yeah. You mean the captioning? No, for example, the auto captioning, for example, if you are recording a session or lecture using Arabic language, can be auto captioned using Arabic. Yeah, the captions. It's not like translating, okay? Okay, so about the licenses, like fortunately we can like provide license for all instructors here and all students. So don't worry about that. If you are interested, like we can, okay? Integrate YouTube videos here as a link or as a video. As a video you can, because at the beginning of here at the video, there is like you can drag and drop or upload your content. So your content like maybe like presentation, Word document, PPT. Maybe like YouTube video, maybe your video. And if you want like to use the flipped classroom, you can upload or record your session or your lecture at home and ask them, for example, 2 or 3 days before, just like prepare it. We want to discuss like during this session. Okay? No, it doesn't work. Yeah, it has. I will show you demo like maybe after like 2 or 3 slides. I will show you demo about uh, the software, about some recordings like done here in the university, about some engagement, and how we can, like there is something about Panopto also we can integrate it in D2L. So even you don't need to go to Panopto platform to record your session. You can just through your section, click create and start recording. Yeah, cloud-based. Yeah, cloud-based. Do you mean the quality like the full HD, for example? Yeah, the quality of the video of the. Yeah. Co- Yeah, they have some, as I mentioned earlier, they have some similarities, but Teams is not like video management system. It's just like you can record and share the link, for example. And if, for example, if you want to share the link, sorry, the Teams link, for example, if the user like doesn't have, for example, Microsoft account or paid version, he can't watch it. No, here, yeah, but I mean, even your student, for example, if he doesn't have, for example, I'm just like giving an example, okay? In Teams, you cannot manage your videos like based on your sections. Here, you can do it, okay? There's some similarities, but here there is like more like features that I can show you like in the next or like the after 2 slides, okay? Yeah, of course. There's no like if you want iconic idea, that's like new at all. Yeah, they have similarities, but something more. You know? Okay. So last 2 questions, and I will continue. And any other question like for Q&A, please? Who? And they need, but if the student just like can watch only using D2L. If they want to do something else, once they click, a user will be created automatically for them. So even no need to like register or do anything. It will be created automatically. Yeah. Ah, your question? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. They have like application. In the video, they're like maybe a short clip about like using mobile if you want like to watch or to record. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So let's go back just like, and I'm happy for this like questions, and for any like other questions, just like that last maybe 10 or 15 minutes, we can like receive more questions. Okay, so why Panopto? As we said, it has a lot of features. These are some of Panopto features. For example, in Teams, just like this one, you cannot, for example, embed quizzes. For example, the pop-up, like who like studied using Coursera here, for example? Many. You see like every like 1 or 2 minutes pop-up quiz. Just like make your video more interactive and like a refresher for students. Or if you want like to reinforce an idea. Okay, so these are some features. I divided them into 3 main, if you want like to say categories. Like how can Panopto help me save my time? I'm teacher, I'm instructor, I'm educator. I don't have much time. I don't want like to learn something to do more stuff, for example. I want to reduce my workload. So how Panopto can do it for you? Explain class. As I mentioned earlier, instead of repeating, and for example, many students are coming to your office hour, they have resource, your lecture is there. If after watching the lecture still have some question, You are welcome. They are welcome. Okay, 24/7 assistant. Anytime the students can reach the video. But if, for example, if the students want to call you like 12 a.m. to ask you a question, who would like to answer the call? No one. But they can go and watch it, right? Especially before the midterms or the finals. Okay, feedback feature, as I said, there's like feedback feature. If I want like them to record themselves, they can record themselves. Or like there is discussion forum also. So resources and automatic capture, as we mentioned earlier. The second one, richer learning experience. During the main event, I think we heard a lot about the student engagement. I think it's a big challenge for all instructors, especially when we like this like generation. They are addicted to short reels. They can't focus more than maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, because they are watching all the day like skip is like scrolling. So, for example, if you are recording your lecture, you can split it into like, for example, 5 chunks, for example, and micro-learning, yeah, and embed some questions. So you are pushing them, you are motivating them as much as you can. So after this, they no student like has any excuse to not like understand. Yeah. if there, yeah. But I mean, you are moving the responsibility from yourself to themselves, okay? To themselves. Okay. So you can embed interactive quiz, searchable content. Here, for example, no need, for example, to write your script. Just like you record your voice, for example, and the software automatically will be like caption your voice. So they can search if you have like 30 minutes lecture, for example. You have like maybe more than 3,000 words, 4,000 words, I don't know. So they can search about one word. They can find it, okay? Submissions, as we mentioned, automatic captioning and playback speed, so they can, if an idea is like complicated, they can repeat it many times, for example. And even for yourself, you can, for example, in the feedback, you can view, for example, their like watching times. You can check, for example, what is the most watched like minute in the video. If all students are watching the same concept for many times, that means like the concept like is still not like received by the students. Okay. So flexibility and control, multi-source recording, for example, this session and even the main event and all other sessions are being recorded using Panopto. We are recording the screen. I'm recording myself. Also the audio. If I want to record more screens, I can. Okay, so you can record multiple sources at the same time. This gives like any instructor more flexibility in sessions. Okay, providing deeper insight, the feedback, video editing, we can edit similar to Camtasia. I don't know who mentioned about Camtasia, but yeah, it has like similar features or capability to Camtasia and flexible playback speed. Okay, so let's go for some recording and demos done at UDST. First of all, here, this like one of our pilot courses. I'm here in D2L, so I don't know if this working well. Okay. So here I'm in D2L. Just I've added this Panopto folder to this course, which is like took me maybe 1 minute or less. And here the Panopto recording for this session, okay? So we have recording. And here the interface. Even in your section, you can just access, for example, how many downloads, who are the students. For example, if I want to see, like, for example, when the student access to my video, for example, what are the watching like minutes, so I still can. Here, for example, the first minute, for example, here from 6, I don't know, 16 to 17, 20, etc. Okay? So I can go for more insights here. So this is like using Panopto. If the instructor is still using the old interface, not the new one, he can still also access to Panopto folder, for example. For example, here we have Panopto. We can click on it. And here we are, okay? Can be shared by student viewer. You can copy the link and share it if you want. So here, if we integrated Panopto or add like Panopto to our sections. Okay, here is Panopto, the video platform, if you want to access Panopto. But even sometimes you don't need like to access Panopto. If you want to just record, like you don't want like to edit anything, the video, no need even to access this platform. You can do it through D2L. Okay? So this is the platform. If you want like to create, just give me 2 minutes, please. Yeah. This is not training session, just like overview. So if you want like to create, for example, a video, I can. If I have the desktop version, I can run it. Otherwise, I can also access using here. For example, look how many screen can I share window. If I want to share the entire screen, also I can. Okay? Even I can record myself. So it's flexible in that way. And once I click here, share, I started 5 countdown. Okay, so now because I'm here, but if I'm going there, so I have to, okay, stop. A video is like rendering now. I can change the name, change the folder where I want to save, and share the video with such people, or edit or view. It has flexible features. Okay, one other feature maybe that I like it about Panopto, you can schedule your recording. For example, if I have like a session, all instructors have like a dedicated time, right? Or fixed time. For example, if I have section like every Wednesday from 8 to 10, and even I don't want to access Panopto folder to start recording, I can schedule my recording. The system will be do it for myself. Okay? So this is like the editor. If I want to edit my videos, for example, I can edit them, I can cut, I can like chunk it into like as my micro learning, etc. Okay? So here are some features like about it. One more thing also, you know, there is something like, I don't know who like aware about it, they call it like high flex. It's like something, a term similar to hybrid. So we are giving like, and if we are using or following that type of learning, high flex means like some students are face-to-face, are learning like face-to-face, while others are outside. So we can combine them in Panopto. We can like do a recording. So, and one of our trainer like did it, I think last week, for Harvard. I don't know who attended like Harvard now, but he did it for Harvard. So also some participant joined him from outside the university using Teams. I think this one. So here, see here, like if you have some learners, they can't like, for any excuse, they can't join, for example, your classroom face-to-face, so they still can join from outside the university. So these are the main features, like, as I mentioned earlier, like this for now it's still pilot project. Early Jan will be launched officially. We will post an announcement, so whoever is interested in using Panopto in his classroom, just like feel free to contact us, but not now. You know, like because now we cannot like dedicate more users like or accounts for all users. So starting early Jan, anyone who is tested, we can like give him account. Okay, there's no limitation for accounts. Okay, so this is like the end of our sessions. Just to summarize, teach it once, 3 simple steps. Use it anytime and regain your time. Okay, so video content can reduce your workload at least by 2 to 3 hours per week. Okay, so attendance. Did everyone like scan the QR code outside? Okay, if you did it like, it's okay. Otherwise, yeah. So now we have like maybe 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A. So feel free to ask any question if you have any questions. And thank you everyone for attending. You have question? Thank you
Hi.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Now is sleeping time, right? Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining. Yeah. Like video, record your lecture, for example. You want to share? Okay. It's easy. For example, once we, for example, we create like an account for you and an account for him, for example, he still can copy video from your folder to his folder. That's it. Or I can do it, or you can download. Yeah, you can download. Still, it's easy. Huh? Download podcast. You want to import? You mean? You can. You can import it. Yeah, it has similar like functionalities. Track them, yeah. Force. What do you mean by force? You can link your Dropbox submissions into Panopto, for example. If you want to ask them to explain as such for you, you know. There is discussion forum. Yeah, yeah. You have to make it mandatory. Where? No, no, Panopto. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it there. But I mean, like for example, you can see which student, for example, users, for example, here are the users that are watch this, for example, section. For example, this is like first user because he hasn't logged in using his name. But in D2L, he has to. For example, look, this one he watched only from this to this. Through all of them. Yeah, yeah. There is like no. There is like you can generate reports. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here you can ask them, for example. Yeah, I got your point. But in LinkedIn or Coursera, they can just skip and just at the end, it marks as completed. Yeah, but here you can, for example, do random like first solution for now. Like you
me the
can
time
do
position.
random, for example, if you have like 50 students, you can just pick up 5 of them and check, for example. Here you can track them like what is the watching time,
Okay,
what are the minutes. This is like one. The other option, you can ask them to submit like for you a video of 2 minutes, for example.
no, this one is submitted. But for example, there is no option like me putting a video that I recorded and put it for them in D2L, and at the end the data will show me this guy watched 7 out of 15 minutes, this guy watched 6, 3
You
out of
can,
15.
you can.
But I have to track it from here, not from
Yeah,
D2L.
yeah. No, no, you can from D to L. You can.
From D2L I can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it
you can.
for my course because I'll put it for
But
them
here,
in
yeah,
D2L.
you can hear from D to L. There is like here.
And these are the students in this section.
Yeah, in this section.
In this section. So
For example, this one, for example, watch. You can hear track, for example, who watched, what is the minutes delivered, average here, you know?
okay, good, good.
And you can even download it.
We will check it.
You can track them.
So that's our courses that will benefit very good from this one.
Yeah.
So January, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Have a good day.
Maybe last time, like, I don't know if because I just wanted to tell you I cannot, the attendance, I cannot open the form. I don't know why.
Okay, just please open